come up with such an interesting incident to tell you, and now they're saying, let's start the show. And a very warm welcome to all of you. The Indian cricket team have moved to Sydney now. The caravan has moved to Sydney for their second game versus Netherlands. Now, after that fantastic win against Pakistan, what will India look to do in Netherlands? We're going to talk about that. But the big question going into this game was, will Hardik Pandya be rested or will he play? We have an answer. We'll also talk about that. We'll also talk about reports and you know, disturbing reports really coming from Australia, where the Indian team are upset about the food that has been provided to them after practice, and that's something that the ICC needs to look into, make sure that players are fed well, and that's something that that we'll discuss here as well. Ashok Malhotra is here with me as we preview that game between India and Netherlands. We'll also talk about some of these other updates from the Indian camp, sir. But let's just first start with Hardik Pandya and what are the changes that India might make to this side. India versus Netherlands, the big thing would be that Indians come out in the same kind of intensity that they did against Pakistan, because there is no place for complacency.
I hope so, ma'am. Definitely. I hope there are no changes. There shouldn't be any change because we haven't won the World Cup. We have only beaten Pakistan. You know, and not to forget, they can be dangerous. These smaller team, the non-test playing nations, they can be very, very aggressive. We see what is happening in the game against England. You know, England, Ireland. So they're all can trouble. We know what happened to West Indies. So we can't take them lightly. And complacency should not be creeping in at all. You play with your best side, you play with your winning side, and I don't expect that. You know, because if you're, why would you make a change? Why would Hardik Pandya be rested, and who will play in his place? Is there anybody who can double up as a bowler and a batsman and a fielder as well? So why would you make a change? You know, and supposing we lose, because it's a 2020 format, anything can happen. One good over, two good overs can turn the game around. So that is where the thing is. So you've got to play your best team on the park and don't see anything happening, no changes happening in the team.
Now, there were some reports coming in this after one saw Hardik Pandya struggling a little bit towards the end of the innings against against Pakistan, where he was cramping a bit. So what were the reasons why we saw this happen, why these reports started coming in about Hardik Pandya and whether he should be rested? Is because of this, that, you know, he seemed like he was, you know, maybe either he had some kind of a niggle or he was cramping up a bit, and then there was this talk that, okay, maybe he needs to be rested because it's a game against Netherlands and we need him for more important games. But now what has happened is that in today's press conference, the bowling coach, Paras Mhambrey, has said this, and I'm going to put that quote up for everybody. And he has denied this. He said that Hardik Pandya is completely fit. If we could just have those that quote up. He says he is all right. He's fit to play. We're not going to rest anyone. I think we have a momentum going in the tournament. You need individuals to be in form as well. He also says Hardik wants to play all matches. We're not looking at whom to rest. He's an important player for us. He's bowling as well as batting for us. Other than that, his attitude on the ground, like in the last match against Pakistan, he played a very crucial innings. So So Coach Mhambrey has clarified. He said that, look, we're not looking to rest Hardik Pandya. And that's the right decision, sir. The sense one gets from this quote from Paras Mhambrey in the press conference is that they're very clearly going in with that same momentum, that there is no way they're going to rest anyone in this side unless somebody is injured or has a niggle.
Absolutely, it is not a bilateral series. You win 2-0 and the third game you try 4-5 guys. It is World Cup. You have to win every game to qualify for the same finals. That is where the problem is. And there are tougher teams. Believe you me, they might look weaker team, but 2020 format, shorter the format, the more dangerous it becomes because the intent is only for 20 overs. So you can't take anybody lightly. Nobody can be taken lightly in this game. And I think Paras has said the right thing, that the momentum, once you gain the momentum, you don't want to put brakes on that. Right. That winning is a habit, losing becomes a habit. And now since you started winning, you should not break the momentum. You should not try to change the team. You should not try to rest any of the players.
I also tried to figure out what the players did after that win. And all I was told was that they were awake till 2 and then finally they had to get to bed, sir, because they had to go to Sydney the next morning, early morning. And I said, did you not, celebrate in any way? They said, no, we did, but, we obviously they all also know there was the first match, and as big a win as it was for them, they need to move on. And this match may be against a team that is not as strong, but nevertheless, they need to win this. So all in all, one gets the sense when you're seeing this team, sir, that, they are looking, and I'm not going to jinx it by saying it, but they're looking good. I'm not going to say they're looking good for what, but they're looking good.
Yeah, they're looking good. They're looking better. Than they were looking before the left Indian shows. At least the bowling seems to add muscle with Shami coming in. Ashdeep bowling magnificently. And not to forget, Bhuvneshwar Kumar has got his swing back, especially due to helpful conditions in Australia. So we got a very lethal medium pacers. And not to forget, Ashwin is doing economical. He is not a big wicket taker. And then Hardik Pandya is chipping. See, the wickets are more suited to medium pace.
Correct.
But the wicket takers are the spinners because they're bigger grounds. If you look at England Ireland game, the wickets were picked by the spinners, not by the fast bowlers. Fast bowlers went for very many. So if because it comes onto the bat and they like that kind of wickets. So I think spinners will be vital. But as of now, Indian team is looking very healthy, very solid. And as you said, I hope you don't jinx it. They seem to be the team which can go all the way.
Now, there's one thing is not resting players, but will you see any changes in the squad? Just so that they can, if there were any areas of concern, they can address those areas. Number one for me, sir, was you're sending Akshar Patel to bat at number 5 because you just needed a left-hander in the squad. That's how important it is for India to have a left-hander in the middle overs. Will they try then to get Rishabh Pant in this game?
See, a problem we have with us is that we have superstars. We keep going. Like Rishabh Pant, yes, he's a star. He either fits in as a wicket-keeper batsman or he doesn't fit. Simple as that. As far as Akshar is concerned, I agree with you totally that he should not be batting at 5. He should be batting at 7, which is a normal number. Number 5, whether you have a left-hander or not, it is by choice. You decided not to play Rishabh Pant. So now you can't make somebody who's a 7 or 8 number guy to bat at number 5. Because what happens, supposing that Akshar Patel would have played, he would have taken 5 overs, 6 overs, or 3 overs, and taken 15 balls for 5 runs. Then it would have slowed you down. Then it would put more pressure on Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
So these are few things which I never, it is never justified. And I was amazed that management is still pushing Akshar Patel at 5 ahead of Hardik Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, who are supposed to be, one is a proven match winner and one is supposed to be a match winner. So if you don't have to believe on Dinesh Karthik, then you should be playing Rishabh Pant. Then he can be your number 5 batter. So that is why because two wrongs don't make a right, and that is exactly what is happening. Although we have gained the momentum, we have batted beautifully, we have bowled very well, but these things leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, because Rohit Sharma was asked this in the press conference, saying, why was that decision taken? And he said, look, their spinners were coming on, and we just thought that that a left-hander would be good to take them on. That then brings me to the next question, sir. Akshar Patel himself, his bowling performance, I mean, 1 over, went for a lot of runs. How do you see his role? Should India be, maybe trying to get someone else, like a Yuzvendra Chahal comes in? Is that a possibility? Or do you think that Akshar Patel is the person they'll go in with?
I think they'll go with Akshar Patel. See what happened, he came at the wrong time. That is when Pakistan had to accelerate. So you pick one ball. And unluckily, his number came up. So that is what happened. And otherwise, he's a good enough bowler. And plus, when he plays, as a Team India is saying, putting him at number 5, so they trust his batting too. And he's a better fielder than Yuzvendra Chahal. All in all, a better package than Yuzvendra Chahal. Yuzvendra Chahal only comes in if you decide to not to play Ravichandran.
Okay, now the other thing is about how some of these not so strong, the minnows who've been doing well, causing upsets. Even in this game, Netherlands, I mean, we've seen that gap reducing. We've seen this throughout in the qualifiers as well, sir. All of these teams have the potential to cause an upset on a given day. And in that sense, their paces have been very good. I was watching some of their games, especially in the power plays. And the way Indian openers are right now, circumspect against pacers in the conditions here in Australia, is that something that the Indian openers need to worry about?
Don't worry. I think against Holland we will see best of KL Rahul, and we might see best of Rohit Sharma. You're playing against minnows, and what better way to get back into form, get back into rhythm. When you have runs under your belt, then you definitely play well against any opposition. But as of now, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for both KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma, because they're a cause of concern, both of them, because they are not informed, they are struggling, especially Rohit Sharma. You are captaining a side, but you're not Mike Bradley of Indian team. You are Rohit Sharma of Indian team, who's supposed to score tons of runs. So that is where we're missing Rohit Sharma. We're missing a trick or two. But as you very rightly said, probably this is an opportunity for them to get back.
Okay, sir. Now, the other big news that we heard was of the Indian team being upset about the food that was served to them in Sydney at their after practice venue. And I spoke to someone there, and they said that, all players, especially fast bowlers, I mean, you're training for 3 to 4 hours. The least you expect at lunchtime is proper lunch, which is what they've been given earlier whenever they've gone to Australia. But this time, given that this comes under ICC, they are being given food that is not something that they think is enough, is not nutritional enough. They're saying the menu isn't good. In fact, today they were given cold sandwiches and some fruit and falafel, and it was one of those make it yourself kind of sandwiches, which I see is something that you do get very often in Australia, I mean, at the venues. But then here with the Indian team, very clearly, if they should have been given hot food during lunch. Obviously, they're complaining because this is something that they've not seen in the past, and this is something that has bothered them. So now they apparently went up to the officials at the venue and said that, look, we're not happy with this. And I'm sure the officials, BCCI are going to come into this, intervene, and try to make changes. But this is shoddy on ICC's part, won't you say that?
I would say so. But the thing is, other teams are not complaining. It is only Team India, because our team is a team of superstars. It is not that they are only giving it to Team India. They must be giving it to everybody. And definitely ICC has messed up. Some official in his high-handedness, he's treating it as a club game, whereas it's a world where you have to provide the best possible lunch or facility, if I may say. So I know it is not in good taste. I'm sure what they're saying is they're spot on, but then other teams are also tolerate it. But they are not going hammer and tong. They are not complaining to ICC. And I know since the Indian team has complained to ICC and to BCCI, and with the muscle power which we have, the BCCI has. Don't worry, things will get better. There'll be hot food, good food, especially for Team India. I don't know about others; it might benefit the other sides also. But as of it is, what is good for the goose or is good for the gander kind of a thing. So it is good for everybody. But then other teams are not full of superstars. Our guys are, and they want to have the best facilities, and not to forget they beaten Pakistan in a great game. So they have every right.
Yeah, I think they're also
complain
now
and threat. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I think they're also used to now the best facilities being given to them. So anytime things are not up to the mark, then you know, they are in that situation to complain, and they've done so. The other thing I'm also being told is that then they wait for you know, they do not eat lunch there, and then they go to the hotel, and then they have to eat there, or they order from one of their delivery portals, and that's how they're eating. Hopefully BCCI will look into it. This is something that will be taken up, and BCCI will speak to ICC. You're right, very soon we might see them getting hot Indian lunch or whatever cuisine they might prefer. But at the moment, they are unhappy with this. We're going to wrap this up, but there is a match which will be played at 1:30. I think the toss has just happened. We'll come back and we'll discuss that, the match in Melbourne between Afghanistan and New Zealand. So we'll be right back in the next 5 minutes. So you stay with News 9 Sports, and I'm not thanking Ashok sir because he's going to be back with us in 5 minutes. That's it then on this preview, but stay with us. We'll be right back in another 5 minutes.